to this videos? If we make 5,000 likes to this video, we will upload more patriotic news. Thank you. Lou Dobbs just let loose on camera and leaked the deep state's evil plans for Trump. Lou Dobbs isn't holding back anymore. He just laid all of Obama's crimes out in the open. Check the amazing video out today. Obama used mass surveillance to spy on Americans. The show described it as an abuse of power and authority like we have never seen in this country. What the swamp is doing is criminal and it needs to be stopped. Our nation is under attack. Our duly elected president has been spied on. Just this morning, the Washington Post published 2 transcripts of President Trump's phone conversations with Pinanito and Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. The transcripts are considered classified because they contain very sensitive information about the inner workings of Trump's diplomatic negotiations, says Breitbart. Share this if you think that it is sickening what Trump has endured. Help expose it to mainstream America with this post. He actually did. Trump just announced massive change to VA that our troops will love. President Donald Trump has promised since day one of his campaign that he would help our veterans like never before by getting out disastrous VA in line once and for all. Well, lo and behold, President Trump organized a press conference today where he managed to keep his pledge to make the VA properly serve our veterans who need mental health help following their service. President Trump announced all new telehealth service for our veterans. This will allow veterans to receive the health they need from the VA directly from their phone or computer, especially when it comes to mental health help and suicide prevention, very serious issues our vets face. The doctors will also now be able to help veterans in rural areas using VA Video Connect to see the patient from their own home. Part of this new program will allow veterans to schedule and change appointments at the VA, where wait times often exceed 7 hours in a waiting room. The president's new additions will also allow the vets to compare the quality of care and wait time between VA facilities and hospitals. They will also be receiving a greater opportunity to see the doctor of their choice. Now tell me, is President Trump doing a good job keeping his word to our troops and giving our vets the care they deserve? Comment your answer and help get it shared to everyone you know so every vet in the country sees the great news. Moments after Mueller attacked Trump, Trump shot back with his secret weapon. The Trump administration has now released a statement in response to the report that Special Counsel Robert Mueller impaneled a Washington grand jury in his Russia. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders issued the following statement. CNBC reports that Ty Cobb, special counsel to the president, wasn't aware that Mr. Mueller had started a new grand jury. Grand jury matters are typically secret, Mr. Cobb said. The White House favors anything that accelerates the conclusion of his work fairly. The White House is committed to fully cooperating with Mr. Mueller. Trump shot back with his innocence. Trump's lawyer John Dowd told NBC that the White House legal team has been cooperating with Bob Mueller and his staff since the 1st of June because we're trying to get this thing over and done with. Trump told the New York Times previously that Mueller looking into his finances crossed a red line. Here's what Sarah Sanders said about Mueller recently. Share this immediately if you think that it's time for Mueller to finish up his investigation. It seems to be nothing more than a political witch hunt and needs to be stopped. God bless the USA. This leaked letter to Susan Rice shows who traitor is in White House. See before deleted. Sarah Carter of Circa News reported recently that National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster gave Obama official Susan Rice top secret security clearance. Check out the letter below. According to Circa News, the undated and unclassified letter from McMaster was sent in the mail to Rice's home during the last week of April. Trump was never aware of McMaster's decision, say former senior West Wing officials that chose not to be named. Here is the letter. There is a full transcript below. I hereby waive the requirement that you must have a need to know to access any classified information contained in items you originated, reviewed, signed or received while serving as National Security Advisor, the letter said. The letter also states that the NSC will continue to work with you to ensure the appropriate security clearance documentation remains on file to allow you access to classified information. Circle has previously revealed that President Obama's top aides Rice, John Brennan and former Attorney General Loretta Lynch routinely looked over intelligence reports received by the NSA. They were supposedly doing it to take advantage of Obama's relaxed rules that began in 2011. McMaster says that Rice did nothing wrong, revealed two United States intelligence officials to Bloomberg. This is different from Trump's stance. He told the New York Times in an interview, "I think the Susan Rice thing is a massive story. Share this before the media blacks it out. It needs to get out that McMaster is tied to Susan Rice." McCain just declared war on Trump after releasing a tweet that stunned the White House. Republican Senator John McCain has been on a warpath lately, but now he's finding new ways to insult and accuse our president. Despite President Trump's recent statements and Twitter posts clearly explaining why our relationship with Russia is at an all-time low, McCain is putting zero responsibility on the shoulders of Congress. "Our relationship w/Russia is at dangerous low," the senator tweeted on Thursday. "You can thank Putin for attacking our democracy, invading neighbors and threatening our allies." These ridiculous accusations are referencing President Trump's tweet from earlier Thursday morning, in which he was adamant about why the entire process has slowed to a crawl. "Our relationship with Russia is at an all-time and very dangerous low. You can thank Congress, the same people that can't even give us hair." McCain has proven how bitter he is about the election time and time again, but when will this Russia narrative finally end? Tweet all you want, but there is simply zero hard evidence of any collusion between Putin and the Trump campaign. On the other side, however, President Trump makes an excellent point about Congress and its failed healthcare reform. If Congress couldn't find any real success in 7 years of trying, it's really no surprise that they would be the culprits for slowing down progress with Russia. Maybe it's time politicians start listening to President Trump instead of trying to burn him. Let's show McCain who has the real power by making our voices heard. Share this like crazy and show Trump we're listening. Sources: dailycaller.com. West Virginia's Democrat governor turns Republican after crazy thing Trump did to him. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, a former Democrat, is announcing that he is flipping his party to Republican. A senior Republican has confirmed Justice's plans, according to The Hill. Here is Trump teasing the announcement below. Justice is the wealthiest man in West Virginia and just won office last year. He was wooed by both parties and chose Democrat in the end. This is a huge slap in the face of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Governors Association spent more than $1 million to get Justice elected in 2016. The Republican Governors Association fought back with $3.7 million. During the election last year, Trump took 68% of the vote in West Virginia and beat Hillary by 41 points. The New York Times was the first to break the report that Justice will flip parties. Sounds like Jim Justice didn't have much of a choice. The people have chosen Trump. Trump teased the announcement earlier and said the following specifically: "We're going to have a very big announcement, which will be very exciting I think for the media and everyone else," Trump said. "I believe I'll be making it in West Virginia, so that will be very exciting. Share this if you too welcome Gov. Justice aboard the Trump train. Let's send him a message that we are all glad that he finally saw the right. Let's keep turning these people away from the Democrats." Here it is: Mueller just did the one thing Trump didn't want him to do. Donald Trump has been up against opposing forces from all sides since day one of his presidency. Everyone got pretty suspicious when Comey used his leak to get his buddy Robert Mueller appointed as the special counsel for the investigation. Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, it looks like Mueller has gone and done exactly what we were hoping wouldn't happen because it'll drag this thing out for freaking ever. Mueller called a grand jury to work on the Russia election and Trump collusion investigation. Now, This is not in any way to say that Trump is worried about the grand jury. In fact, his representative said that Trump favors anything that accelerates the conclusion of his work fairly. However, I'm sure the president would have preferred the collusion claims never be dragged on for this long. The thing about federal grand juries is that they tend to take around 18 months to determine whether or not to bring charges. Considering the new bill Congress is trying to pass that will take away Trump's ability to fire Mueller, it looks like we will be seeing a lot more of him. Does Mueller's appointment to this case thanks to his buddy James Comey's leak seem suspicious to you? Should Trump be allowed to demand an impartial special investigator? Share this out, comment your answer, and let's see how real Americans feel.